Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose. We're back, the Cryptic Paranormal Show, and the whole team is here. Yay!
Yay!
Very good. We got the eye candy back, Mr. Heisenberg. What's happening, buddy? How's life?
Why you gotta do that, man? I'm just sitting here chilling,
Call you out like that?
minding my own business.
Right.
You gotta come at me.
He's having great hair.
Come at me.
Right. Hair's looking good. Everything good?
Yeah. Everything's cool.
All right, cool. What's up, D-Nice? Anything good? Anything new?
My sister goes back today.
Bummer. Did she already leave, or
I
is she leaving
know.
like later on today?
No, she's upstairs. She's literally leaving in like 5 minutes.
Well, why don't you go see her?
Did you need to like see her? We could
Yeah.
do something.
I have to hang out with you guys.
Huh?
You have to hang out with us.
Because I have to hang out with you guys.
Hey, what's up, Chester? It's one of the my band parent buddies. What's going on, buddy?
Nice.
No, I mean, if you need to like hop
My
off for a
youngest
minute while she leaves, I mean, do what you got to do.
Okay,
Go say bye to your sister,
I will.
or have her come down and say hi, bye to us.
Yeah, I'll text her and tell her to come down. My middle son said he wants to do marching band, so I will soon be a band parent
Awesome.
too. He plays a trombone.
No? Okay.
Yes, trombone, baby. I was super excited because my daughter, she plays like pretty much all the woodwind instruments, but she's decided to play marching baritone for marching band this year. So, so now I busted out the trombone and we've been practicing together. So that's fun. I've been kind of teaching her how to get the tone right, but I can't read. I can't read her music because different clefs. Treble clef is what she plays. I play bass clef, and I've never really learned how to transpose. So, but I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Try this, or just like I can get the sound and how to do things. But yeah,
Yeah, Lincoln's been playing the piano.
Nice. Is he going to take lessons?
That kid's so smart.
Or is maybe. He was doing PJ, but like he's got the tone, he's got the right key.
Yeah.
And he does Disney. He gets all in the right spots.
Cool.
He's so smart.
So hey to everyone in the chat room. I saw Becca. Miss Becca's on. Buddy Chester. Hey there. Man Mountain. There he is. The chief.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, bass clef all the way, buddy. But as a fellow low brass player. Who else we got? Hey, Copperhead, the White Wizard from Trans Allegheny. What's up, buddy? Thanks for hopping over off of Tip Talk, whatever the hell it is. What do they call it these days? What do those kids call it? The Ticker Talk.
What do these kids call it?
The Tweeter. What is it? The Space Book.
Chester said props for they won't let you on it now, so now you're calling it all kinds of names when you still love it.
Now he acts like he doesn't care about it.
You go TikTok. Whenever I would say something bad, I would get something. I would get a glaring look like, "How dare you?" And now you're gonna act like
I had no idea. I mean, I hear people swear on it all the time, and I didn't think it was going to be.
Now you're gonna act like you don't know who TikTok is.
Right.
It's like. Do you guys remember MySpace?
Yeah. I never got on MySpace, but I remember it. I remember.
We really had it made.
I heard that there was top 8 spaces. I heard that from Weird Al Yankovic song.
Yeah, there was. You would rank your friends.
I know, that'd be great.
And if they pissed you off,
like speed dial, right? Or the old speed dial.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's number 1? That was a Seinfeld episode, I think, actually, with the speed dial.
Nice. Oh, cool. Copperhead said he had a MySpace. What's up, Holly? I never did it. I didn't get on Facebook until probably a couple years after it started.
I heard you could play music. Honestly, you could have music on it and everything.
It sounded.
Yeah, you could change your background.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. But I just never did it.
And then we just got nailed with whatever. Oh, I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook since July.
Damn, that's pretty good.
I get mad when I accidentally
I don't even
open
know
it because I push one of your links in our freaking messenger app and it goes right to it. I'm like, God damn.
That's how I get you.
I'm like, come
He
on,
tries to leave,
man.
I reel him right back in.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
Oh my
Chester.
I
gosh,
remember
stop
that.
it.
That's, yeah. I mean, that was
Didn't
what
they
I
just
did
come
until high school.
automatically though? Didn't they just start sending those out like just
Oh
like
yeah.
even if you didn't even have a computer?
Yeah, you get it in the mail.
And they used to have them like at the mall and stuff. They would just have a thing that had a
Yeah.
bunch of them. And I remember one time I took tons of them, just took tons of them. And then I glued them together back to back so the shiny sides were out. And I made a curtain of them
Nice.
for my door.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And crafts are important at that age.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was free too.
Right.
So it was even better.
Free
They were
prizes.
sending them out everywhere. I think like they would just throw them at people randomly on the street.
Right.
Like
Didn't you,
walk
like,
down the
grab 'em for
street, get
free
hit
at
with an
Walmart?
AOL like disc.
Yeah. It's so wild. And you like got like your internet was monitored by minutes. Like you could only have so many minutes. Your phone calls are monitored by minutes.
What's up, Darren?
Now they're like, please be on the internet and your phone as much as possible.
Right. And all the freaking crazy chat rooms.
Oh my gosh. You guys don't even know. When you type in 14 female
Oh,
Ohio,
yeah.
you know,
All the creepers.
and your private messages are like popping up.
I can honestly say no, I do not know that. And I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm so thankful they don't have chat rooms.
I'm
anymore.
glad that I never
my
had to worry
God.
about that, to be honest with you.
I remember when Facebook,
Yeah.
when I did hop on the Facebook wagon, I literally was only friends with like my family, and I played Farmville. That was pretty much all I did for like a year.
Nice.
And then
That's what most people
I
did,
started
think.
making contact with these paranormal crazy people.
And here we are.
And hey, we wouldn't have the show if it wasn't. Well, we would in a different form, I'm sure. We would figure it out. But Facebook is definitely a good
Yeah.
way to get our show out. So
Yeah. I completely axed mine after my divorce, and I think I started a new one.
you did. I remember you being afraid to sign back on because you were afraid she was going to find you. Like, we just put the name Bradley Michaels, and there it was.
Not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Right. Yeah,
My boss
dial
even
up
found
screaming
me.
at you.
She'd go, "Hi, Bradley Michaels." I'd be
Right?
like, "Hi." She goes, "I
And
saw your
look,
Facebook."
like-
You know, I never posted anything on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Copperhead. I did. That's how I met you, and then finally met you and Adam at Tala. I need to get back out there. That place is awesome.
It is awesome. I think I went 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I
I got to
remember
go
I wasn't
couple-
allowed.
Man.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to
No,
go to
that
the
was
one
Penhurst.
because
That was
that was
Penhurst.
Penhurst. Okay, I was suspended.
You were suspended for Penhurst.
From Penhurst?
He was a traitor to the team, did he? It had
It was
to be
an old
done.
group. You're right. It was when we were with our old group, and or were we Dark Alley at that time? We
Yeah,
just
we
started
were.
Dark Alley, and I think
He was in
the
charge
old-
of it.
yeah, Nick was in charge of it. Nick, some other guy. You probably know him, Copperhead, but kind of a dick, Nick. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but we got rid of that cancer thanks to Aaron, who founded Dark Alley, and got rid of that cancer, and it was been pretty cool ever since. We've had a few comers and goers, some associate members, but the core 4 have always been around.
The core 4. The core 4 and Dick Nick. You're just
Yeah.
a poet
yeah.
tonight.
Is that good or bad? So Tala, or
Yeah, that's what I was
so
just wondering.
yeah, Copperhead said Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. The energy has changed.
Okay. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Oh, hey, you remember Dark Alley?
Oh, do you want to say hi first?
Who is it?
That was
It's
the good
the
part.
show.
Just you
We
guys?
were the good
Yeah.
part.
Look,
Hey.
Corey.
Hi,
Hey,
guys.
we got to meet you right before you leave.
Look, she's not in the comments.
Right. You get my comments real time.
Yeah, that's
now.
awesome.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
love it. Yeah, good
You
seeing you
too.
guys. I'm
All
heading
right.
back.
Well, be safe.
Safe journeys.
I know you'll be safe, but safe travels.
Yeah, drive safe. She's flying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Travel
safe
safe.
journeys.
No, I appreciate
it.
Travel safe. Yeah. I'll catch you guys next Thursday or
Absolutely.
next show.
Cool.
Cool.
Later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right.
I'll be back.
Yeah, Copperhead. We love Dark Alley. We started a Northeast Ohio chapter.
We still are Dark Alley.
Well, I mean, like the Columbus group, I guess. But that's changed too. I don't.
We still are.
Okay, we still are Dark Alley. Absolutely, I know that.
What, you don't think we are?
I don't know. Yes, I know we are. Speaking of, I still got
And
to.
Sarah's already mad that you're not setting up. She wants to go ghost hunting on the 14th. That's the time that she's off.
What's the 14th? May 14th?
June 14th.
June
I don't
14th?
know.
I'll have to double check. I gotta.
Yeah, don't worry about it right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. She wants
to go to Shailersville?
looking for something to do. So that's fine too.
I mean, I don't care. We can go somewhere else. You guys give me ideas.
I just want to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Ghost hunt. Look for some ghosts.
Yeah, there we go.
Where's Ross' house at?
Ross' house is down in Bel Air. It's actually like right down the street from the Bel Air house.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
I have never done that. I didn't even get to go to
yeah,
the
I know that was a
Bel Air house.
that was a crazy turnout. And then
Yeah.
freaking, I felt so bad for Kate because she like fell up the hill, scooters. She hurt herself on the way into Bel Air. Oh, it was
Well, she hurt herself here, and then
Just real quick.
and then still was brave enough to go because I think I was out with my back.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's right. Yeah, your
Completely
back
out.
was completely out. And then it was Kate, me.
And then she hurt her knee.
Yeah. It's not a good weekend for you guys.
Yeah. You guys been following that
What's up, Jerry?
what's his name? Dude
Hey, Jerry.
from Ghost Adventures.
Oh yeah.
And his
Aaron,
wife tried to get
yeah.
Aaron
him.
Goodwin. Yeah, his wife like tried
Yeah.
to have him killed. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really read any deep into it besides like what everybody's saying, but that's crazy. It was just
I watched a law and crime thing on it a while ago. There's an updated one I haven't watched yet where I think Aaron speaks in it.
oh really? I'll have to.
But yeah, she's like, am I an awful person for wanting to get rid of him instead of divorce him?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
That's like the definition.
Like, does he have a lot of money? I don't think. I mean, I know he's probably not hurting for money, but I'm sure he doesn't have like billions of dollars she's trying to off him for. Just say, hey, I want a divorce
Ugh.
and leave. It's
Right.
unless there's something else deeper that we don't know is going on, like she was afraid to leave, or who knows. But everybody who
She was talking to another killer that killed his family because of a girl that he wanted to hide because it was like a online credit card girl.
God,
Oh my God.
wow,
So he wanted to hide that, and they were getting mad at him for taking money, so he killed his family. And that's the
Wow.
person she was contacting.
wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, so like, because I've seen the true crime on the other guy
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Nice.
Before this even happened, and when they showed the picture of the guy, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Right. I mean, I feel bad for him. I mean, that's insane. I wouldn't be able to trust anybody
Yeah.
again. I'm just like
No,
And then on top of it, you have like everybody in the world talking about it. And you know what I mean? Like you can't even go through that on your
Right.
own and like process
Oh,
your
yeah.
feelings because people are just
no,
like,
yeah,
Right.
Can't.
love
Right.
you.
That's a
yeah,
shame.
TMZ came out with it like
yeah,
as
I
soon as
feel
they
like that
found
just-
out. So I mean, what's
Yeah,
TMZ?
Long Crime Network. That's where I saw it at.
Once TMZ's got you, you're done.
Right.
And that's an unfortunate thing, but you live in the public eye.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you choose to be, yeah. Probably a prenup. Yep. That's crazy. Then it kind of makes you wonder, like, hey, Kim, are you thinking about it? Like,
Right? Richie, have I told you that I love you so
Right.
much lately and I appreciate you? And
Why is the house so clean, honey? Oh, because
right,
right.
you know, make sure you're not
Why
mad
is
at
there
me.
plastic all over the place?
Oh my god.
Are we painting?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know you needed bleach to paint.
Right. Why do you have a chainsaw on all these trash
I've
bags?
been watching way too much true crime stuff, man.
Right? Right?
Oh goodness, we shouldn't joke
No,
about that.
no, it's not nice. But see what else is. I mean, we're bringing up weird paranormal bullshit going on. The whole thing with the Velisca axe murder house. Everybody's like boycotting that now because that. I guess it's this.
I don't even know what happened, but I just know I love Johnny
Yeah,
Hauser,
we love
so.
Johnny Hauser, absolutely, and they pretty much let him go forcefully, and now nobody wants to go there. Well, I guess this company is the same company that bought the Lizzie Borden house, and they put like,
Oh no.
and they're horrible. They tried to sue like a coffee joint that was there before they even moved into that place because they were using the name Lizzie Borden. I mean,
Oh my
that town
God.
is known for that
It's
event.
not their
No,
name.
it's not. And I guess
Just because you
Right.
bought the house doesn't mean nobody's ever allowed to talk about Lizzie
right.
Borden ever
And then I
again.
heard something else
And
about
this is what's going to start happening as it gets more
Yeah.
and more like that. You know, like the
Right.
bear companies are going to buy those places.
right. Yeah.
And
then I mean
that's the way it
he's
goes.
just making a mockery out of it, and you could barely afford to go there anymore. I mean, I heard he raised the prices of like a ghost hunt by thousands of dollars. I don't know how much it is, but they said you could barely afford to go there.
Yeah, good for you, because everybody's not gonna go
Right.
now.
And I
Like, that's what people don't understand. You can have your prices at $1,000 and book 2 a
Right.
month, or you can make it affordable and have people there every
Right.
night. Like,
Yes.
it's honestly stupid business to raise your prices
Oh,
that
yeah.
high.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're OSR, like obviously they've just always been high.
That's a little bit different than a house.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
you could spend a whole
Square footage wise.
Yeah, I mean, you could
think
literally
about it.
investigate.
If
You could literally investigate.
you divided like what the reformatory is square footage to
Oh yeah,
Right.
the house, I wonder what
Yeah,
it's like.
you could fit like 150.
that's why I was like,
Yeah.
that place was so hard to investigate in one night. I mean, you need like
Mhm.
at least a whole weekend. At least you still probably barely
Yeah.
really be able to work the whole building.
I'm gonna get there someday.
I've been there a few times. Honestly, I don't
I know. I just want to go there just to go.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool because they do let you into some pretty crazy places. I mean,
Yeah, I just kind of want to go and just kind of wander around and see what it's like.
that's the best way to do it.
in the
Because then,
dark.
like trying to plot it out and like hit all the hot spots, you're like walking
No.
Yeah,
all the way
no.
across.
No, it's nice. I like to wander.
Right. That's
I like to
the
wander.
best way to do it. Plus, the first time we went was a public ghost hunt, so it's like even with that many people, you rarely like were stuck in an area with different people, but you still cross them all the time, like to get to point A from point B. And there were still enough people like laughing loudly and goofing around,
Mm.
thinking it was like a haunted house.
Yeah, right. I think I've met Scott. I'm really terrible at names.
Oh yeah, Scott Sukkel, yeah.
But there was not that many people, right? Like it just went from Scott to Tri-C.
Yeah.
Because I know I met the person who used to do
Right.
it, so I would assume it's Scott. It is Scott. It is.
I don't know if he owned it, but he lived in the building, and he ran all the ghost hunts and paranormal stuff. I'm pretty sure like the Mansfield, whatever the Preservation Society was still a thing, but I think they've definitely they've technically like own everything about it, and only Tri-C runs the ghost hunting stuff, which is fine because they know how to do. They know what they're doing. I mean, Greg and Kathy know how to run, and it, you know. Jerry asks if we have any new equipment. No. I've kind of stopped spending money on equipment because I kind of mostly don't use it anymore. I have a Jeff Fent spirit box that I use, my grandpa box. We love it. Lauren has my crystal pod back. So I sent it back because something was happening. The antenna was like loose in the connection, so it was like very easy to set it off. So she took it back, and guys, if you're buying equipment, buy from Lauren, and if you're interested in her equipment, because if something's wrong, she will pay for it, for you to ship it back, fix it, and then send it back out. I mean,
Yeah.
she stands behind her equipment.
Copperhead, we had a long conversation, Shelly and I, with Scott when he came to the seminary one time, just about, which I'm sure you can relate, just about the effects of, being so hands-on on these places and what it does to
Oh wow,
you
yeah.
and your mental health and all of that. People just think that it's so cool. It's so cool that you're at this place all the time. It's so cool that you get to run these events, but it does. I mean, people do one ghost hunt and have paranormal hangover the next day. Now
Right.
imagine doing it every single night.
Mhm. I remember what we do too, just like on the weekends at the seminary, just doing the 2 flashlight tours, or when I would do all weekend.
Oh yeah.
You were just done.
Yeah, we had a long conversation about it and just how it starts to get obsessive almost, like it's all you can think about. And then you don't know, am I crazy? Is this something paranormal? Is it the building?
Now do you think stuff like that happened to lighthouse keepers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I'm sure.
Have you ever seen the movie?
It's kind of the same thing.
Have you ever seen the movie The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe? That really crazy, black and white one. It was insane. It was really hard to watch, but you could see the madness that ensues. And they just go insane.
Well, William Dafoe, he's very good at doing insane.
But his insanity, because he had been there and was supposed to go home when Robert Pattinson came on, but they made him stay. So he had already been lonely on that island doing the same thing over and over again for 10 years by himself. So, I mean, they really played on the madness, and it ended up rubbing off on Robert, and he ended up going crazy too. So, it was crazy. It made me uncomfortable.
What do they call that? Folie à deux?
Sure. I don't know.
I have no idea.
That sounds familiar. I know what you're saying, but I don't know
when somebody has a psychosis and they convince the other person that the psychosis is real and they share that psychosis.
Yes, you're right.
Oh.
Yep.
I think they even named the Joker movie that. Joker.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, do you see what Copperhead said?
Yeah, he lived at the asylum for 8.5 years.
I lived at the asylum for 8.5 years.
5 years.
That's insane.
I would imagine.
Now I'm only there 1 or 2 nights in a month. And then he said it took me about 5 years to get back to normal again.
I bet. Jesus.
I can believe that 100%.
Yeah. See, that's why I do think the same way, Denise. I'm like, oh, that's awesome that you're there.
Right.
But then you don't think the other part.
Right.
All the stuff that goes about running, making sure there's coffee, making sure there's everything going on, and just being in the building with the energy in there at the same time.
Yes. Because people will go and do one night of investigation and they're like, oh, my emotions were toyed with and I just started crying for no reason. And, they have all these big experiences in one night. Now imagine being there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And because they get used to you, it's almost like I would assume that they would be reaching out to you more and affecting you, just you're one of them.
Yeah, and that's what it is. You're obsessed with the building and always thinking about the building and things you can do for the building and whatever. But then you have to wonder, is that me or is that the building saying, hey, I need this and I know I can manipulate her?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just remember the one night you and I did flashlight tours the first time as Dark Alley. Holy shit. Just the constant in and out. It was so crazy that night. We were literally walking out the basement, coming out onto the porch and taking another group in, just the whole freaking night. Luckily, Adam finally stepped in and started taking some. And I think Trent was working with somebody and taking groups in, but just that whole night. I mean, besides walking the whole building, one after just constantly.
It's a lot of stairs.
I couldn't walk again for that whole weekend. I was toast.
Yeah.
You'd almost need like a Operation Central thing, like computer screens all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So Copperhead said, "What's wild is I'm more in tune with what is around me. I have had like an energy shift. I don't know how to explain
that
it.
makes sense though. I know
Um,
what you're saying.
I can tell when somebody is going to have a bad night at the seminary. Not bad, like, scratches,
Oh.
whatever, because I don't believe 90%
Right.
of those stories. Um, but I can tell when somebody is going to have a quiet night because my energy shifts and my brain just goes, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't know this
Right.
person, but the building is like, ugh.
The
And
building
it,
knows the person.
yes, every single time it happens and I feel that way, that person at the end of the night will be like, "How was it?" And they're like, "It was really quiet. I literally had nothing happen." And I want to be like, "That's because I don't want to talk to you."
Yeah, because you're an asshole.
Yeah, right.
What's up,
Are you reading
Jason?
this?
Goose, do you remember my buddy on Ward 4 behind the lattice? When I came back, I entered Ward 4 and I looked down and smiled. He appeared as a shadow figure. It was like he was glad I'm back. Yeah, that's is Ward
Mm.
4 the like solitary where they like locked up, and there was like that one room that they had locked, so we didn't go in there because they were afraid to let us in.
Yeah.
Because every time somebody did go in there, that something would happen to them. Like they would get scratched or get super sick or stuff like that.
I was on the second floor.
Was it the second floor? I can't remember. That place seems so huge.
Also, can I just do a disclaimer to say that I am not at Madison Seminary enough for those things to happen anymore, and it was just a very
Yeah.
short time.
You're a busy lady.
I don't want anybody to think I'm like I'm not saying I'm there 24/7 or anything. I'm just saying, people experience that.
I don't even think you have to live there. I mean, if you're spending so much time there, like Darren because I mean, not
Yeah.
only is he like running tours and stuff, but he's like in the building constantly fixing things and like
Mhm.
Fixing things and just
keeping things
Yeah.
maintained. Yeah.
that's the way it was, and I think the buildings do take you over because when Adam first had Madison, we had to put that thing kind of back together a little bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we were there all the
Yeah.
time. And
Right.
it was almost an obsession. I want to go to Madison.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
The building wants me to fix it.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're sitting at home just like thinking about like
Yes.
things you can do and when can I go next and all this other stuff. And
Yeah, 'cause I didn't have kids then, so I was able to go like all
Right.
the time.
I was not, or I would have.
Well, now it's kind of flip flops.
And if I wasn't married and wouldn't
Yeah.
have kids when he bought that place, I would have been like, dude, I'll stay in the back.
Make
Right.
me a bedroom.
Put me in the back house. I will be whatever you need me to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even think I'd take the back house. I'd be like, get me a room,
Yeah,
man.
just
give
put me in the
a
building.
small heater.
Yeah, it is really crazy. And
But I remember feeling
Madison,
that
like
way, like, oh, I got to get to Madison.
yes.
And
Like
I don't
it's
know,
all you
you
can
know
think
what?
about.
I always wondered if it changes because I have a Madison window in my garage.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
So,
I mean, I don't have a Madison window and that happens to me.
oh, Lily's
Yeah, I have a
room.
Madison window.
I know what you're talking about, dude. Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Yes, Lily's room.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. I feel like it is bad. And that's what Steve and I were talking about with Shelly. Because he was straight up telling her, like, be careful because you're here all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, I know there was a while where people were trying to like boycott. Was it Rolling Hills Asylum? Because the owner, and I won't say names, was like doing things and making qualifications to be able to investigate there or film there almost impossible for most people.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
people who do YouTube channels and stuff like that.
You have to have so many followers and all that.
You have to have so many followers. You had to pay so much
Yeah.
money. People were really getting on her, but that woman has been there. I don't know how long. She has owned that and run that building since I started ghost hunting, which was what? Like 15 years ago?
Yeah.
and I'm sure she owned it before then. So I mean, and people who know her personally know that place has affected her. Like she's all about the building, and it's almost like she gets offended if she knows that she needs to have people come in to be able to upkeep the building.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, Darren, maybe that's your next step.
Yeah, maybe we should all buy
Yeah.
it there.
Pitch in. We said we're not doing names. Copperhead's like, I got you.
Right. Put it up real quick. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she always seemed like a nice lady, but I could definitely tell that she was allegedly, from what I knew her online. But even like I know, like I've met other owners of buildings, and they're the same way. I mean, some of them are just afraid to leave the building when you're there. Like they'll be there with their dogs and stay there.
I don't. Yeah.
Certain buildings. I don't want to say anything because I want to go back.
Stories. Yeah, there's been a lot of stories about owners just becoming unhinged. We know you would own it, Dan.
I need to go back to there. I missed the last trip there too. Like my back is ruined everything for me.
I'm sure Darren could hook us up. I know there was a repeat visit. Yeah, I just know. I mean, and this is just what I'm seeing people was seeing people post on Facebook, and
it's not even like it's not even just like being mean to say that. It's like just factual. If you want to make money, and obviously we want all of these places to succeed, except for Villisca Axe Murder House until Johnny Hauser comes back. But we do this because we love these buildings and we want to see them, preserved and taken care of and whatever. And so a lot of it is like, when people do stupid stuff like that, we know the building's not going to get taken care of the way it needs to. So we get upset.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want things to end up like
Bobby Mackey looked like it was sliding back when I went to it.
Yeah, Bobby Mackey's just, I mean, they were kind of taking people's investigation money and not really putting it back into the building to like fix it. Or, I mean, I think, honestly, I think it was, by the time, I think when they started the ghost hunting stuff, I think it was probably too far gone at that point. But,
yeah. I mean, when we were there, a water main broke in the basement.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was going to slide. I know you said when you were there, it felt like it was going to slide into the river or down the whatever.
It looked like, and I'm just like into the railroad tracks. I'm like, how is this even like? People still come here, and they did at that point. Like it was a bar, working bar. But I mean, it was cool just to be there, but you couldn't really investigate with a group. You could hear everything,
right?
Because it was a bar and it was old wood floors.
Right.
So Copperhead, do you think that the building was done with you and like moved on to somebody else, like moved on to the next person, and that's why you weren't obsessed with it anymore? Because I'm convinced that like Madison gets what it wants by making people obsessed with it. And like, I'm going to make this person want to do this. And then they do it. You know what I mean? So like maybe.
Right.
Like I was there so hardcore for so long.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, she's done with you.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Fucking punk ass building. You know what?
I'm gonna tell her you said that.
Kiss my ass, Madison.
I'm gonna tell her.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Smith. So we need to get Heisenberg in there. We're all dying to come back. Not literally, but
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, right.
I'm not afraid to fight a building.
You're not afraid of the building?
Copperhead said no. He thinks he was done. Tell you.
Yeah.
I would imagine there was other things at play too.
Yeah.
Because you were spending a lot of time there, and besides having access to the building, there wasn't a whole lot of other,
like perks.
Perks or feeling of being appreciated, I guess I could say in a nice way.
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
What?
I cannot even imagine 4 French bulldogs talking.
4 French
I
bulldogs.
can't imagine
with
one
a-
French bulldog.
Because, like, it echoes.
Right.
And then you just have 4 little French bulldogs.
The yappier, one of the yappiest.
They are.
Besides my dog, Poppy's insane.
They're cute, though.
Especially now because there's 2 little swallows nesting in the wreath my wife made for the front door.
Gosh.
So it's like constantly hearing like,
Right.
and the dog, it just drives them insane.
I had a baby squirrel on my porch this morning. I tried to feed
You
it.
tried to feed it? What?
Cashews.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It was scared, so I left it alone, but
That was nice of you.
it was just cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's all like
nature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that somebody should really do. I think, if somebody wants to make a cool documentary, I think that would be it. Talking to people who are super involved in these buildings and what effects it has on them.
That'd be cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And then I will make a mockumentary.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
So whoever makes the documentary, I'll make the mockumentary.
Okay. That makes me want to make the documentary. Just that.
Nice.
But I just think it would be cool. And I think it would be a good perspective for people. I think the building is,
trying to be, I think the building is trying to bring me back to the way I was. I do understand what you all are saying. The building gets what it wants.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so. So, I mean, after all this talk, guys, would you still own a haunted building if you had the chance?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, I would.
Right. Bring the insanity on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
I let it take
it's
me
a great
down.
mission. You know what I mean? I feel like any building or house that was in sepia tone pictures deserves to be preserved. And
yes, I agree.
I still would do it.
I can't wait. I'm gonna when I take my Dollar General picture in my sepia tone and hand it to you and say,
dude, one of those times when we went to Shalersville, I told you that lady was like, I think I stopped at Dollar General to get batteries down the street from the Shalersville Historical Society.
Right.
And she's like, I swear to God, this Dollar General is haunted.
That's because Heisenberg took a sepia tone picture of it.
But I could tell you because I grew up in that neighborhood. There were houses on that land where the Dollar General is now that were dilapidated and abandoned, and probably back in the day in sepia tone pictures.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're from Atlanta. Holy cow!
I'd totally do a mockumentary. I just got done watching Spinal Tap like the last week ago.
So random.
I love those movies. I love them.
Spinal Tap goes to 11. One louder.
Yeah,
Christopher Guest is a genius. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Yeah.
That was totally off subject, but
What subject?
Right. For the record, Copperhead and Darren both said yes, they would. They would still own a haunted building.
Now, if you could own a haunted building, would you want like a hospital, a prison, an asylum like Madison, a school, or a house? Like what type of building?
Mid-school, bigger house.
A what?
Not a huge school.
Okay.
Like something like where we went. Where's that place?
Yeah.
Putnam?
Austin's place.
Yeah.
Austin's place. And then if I was gonna have
Middle
a bigger house I could live in a part of it.
That'd be cool.
Middle Point. So that'd be the ones I'd be looking for.
Or
an old building. Like, what I'd like to do is like Port Clinton City Hall. Or
oh my gosh, gorgeous.
I don't know what it used.
Yeah. What about you, D?
I don't know. I think an asylum. I think an asylum.
I would be thinking more of the
They're just-
size of it.
Yeah.
That's why I think I went
Yeah.
for the mid-size and everything. Like,
And going
I
back
just-
to the original conversation, a place that like I gotta like be cool with the energy. Like I don't want to be in a place that was known for depression and
Not
like
me. I like to
mistreating
try to
of people.
fix things. Nope. I'm gonna fix it. I don't care that it's got 200 years of bad history and all these terrible memories. I'm gonna go in and shine love and change it. That's me.
Yeah.
It's toxic, I know, but
You know, I would like to own a place like that funeral home we went to in Youngstown. The
okay.
Wickyards.
That was
yes.
gorgeous.
There we go. That's the size I'm talking
Yeah.
about, house-wise, baby.
An
That was
old mansion,
gorgeous.
or a place like the House of Wills, like an old mansion with a ton of history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's been like 5 million things built by
Yeah.
33rd degree Mason, and you know, all kinds of magical stuff going on. The previous owner,
It comes down to it. We'd fucking buy a house that was like a square foot if we thought it was haunted.
and I think my shed in the backyard is haunted. How much you want for it, pal?
Yeah.
$100, $200? I'm moving in.
No, I don't know. I kind of am drawn to like asylums just because I feel like those are stories that need to be told and that don't get told, and people like, oh no, that didn't happen. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're the underdogs. You know what I mean?
Right. I definitely would not own a prison or a jail. I mean, that's just too negative.
I do love the warden's houses though. I think that's so cool.
Or the
OSR though, the warden lived in the jail basically. There was a section that was his. So
yeah. So Old Licking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
know,
said house. I just like imagined a house like outside, like next door to the jail.
No.
Well, I know the owner of.
If I owned something, to have something like on the property that I could stay in, because I definitely wouldn't want to live in it.
Yeah, I know Daryl Wisman, who owns Post Town Elementary.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go there so bad.
Yeah, it's a cool place. Maybe we should try to go there.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in a section. He lives in the section of the school, and like he's converted it into his house.
Yeah, see, that's pretty cool. Inside the school, though.
Yeah,
just give me a tiny house.
One cool thing that he's done though is he's taken a room like you could fit like 5 or 6 people in for the night. Like he's made it like a little hotel room basically with beds and a TV and you know a few amenities to get you through the night and like coffee maker, which I think is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question though.
But they're like houses like Prospect Place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Prospect Place. That place gets me in the gut, and it's not in a bad way. It's just the story of it. You know, the whole Underground Railroad story to it, and like just the energy is just crazy there.
Wait. Oh no, I'm thinking of Gill House. There's so many haunted houses around here.
Yeah, Prospect Place is pretty sweet. I love that. I haven't been there though since the committee took it over.
No, I haven't been there.
But I've heard that it's actually clean, so there's no more like rooms filled with junk and like old computers, and because George Adams, the previous owner, he was actually like blood relative of the original owners, but he was a bit of a hoarder. Like he lived in the building, in the house, and like his whole section was just tore up and pretty gross because I don't know. But I've heard they cleaned it up. They've done a lot of work to it.
Yeah, I've totally
never been there either. I think
but
I was
going into the basement,
with you guys.
Going into the basement where you know that they kept the freed slaves, it's just a crazy feeling. Like even if you're not getting a whole lot of activity like, per se, just the feeling of it and like knowing what went on there.
I totally nerd out about that shit.
Yeah.
At every
like
location I go to, just listening to the stories and imagining.
Or basement, where the door is, where they would hear the.
Yeah,
it was cool.
You're walking the same halls as those people. You know, you're. It's just incredible.
Yeah. Hearing the stories of like people going into the cupola to raise the lantern to signal.
So cool.
to across the Tusk River, that it's safe.
We were gonna do that,
Yeah,
and we never
yeah. We
did.
wanted to reenact that, like go like out towards the river,
Yeah.
pretend that we're bringing somebody to the house, like light a lantern in the cupola,
Yeah.
and like just do the whole thing.
It'd be cool to set up static
Because
cams.
there was sightings of lanterns
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Set up static cams like in the fields or whatever,
Yeah.
like around it,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
put the lanterns up and then see
Right.
if it would stir something.
But yeah, and then like the whole story about the bounty hunter being hung in the
I think we were
the
gonna
barn.
try it when we were gonna do your event out there, but we never got it. We had to switch it.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we were gonna try, the whole lantern thing. We never got a chance to do it, but that would have been a cool thing to do. But yeah, the bounty hunter out in the barn.
Yeah. So there's still time. That place is so cool. Just sitting down in the basement, just kind of soaking in what happened. I mean, I'll be honest, I cried a little bit.
Yeah.
And they have like a book of hymns, like you could like sing that the slaves would sing. When
I don't know. I just remember. I just sat down there in the dark.
Yeah, just
chilled.
be quiet.
But the only thing you could hear, the furnace is down there. Unfortunately.
Yeah, so it gets loud.
Yeah.
Hey, just be thankful they have a furnace. Okay.
I didn't care, but it is loud.
Darren said Prospect
so it's just the fact of being there. And that was back then. That was like maybe 10 years ago, I think. I don't even know.
Prospect said Darren said that Prospect is so much better, a lot cleaner, still loaded with bats, but I love that place. I investigated it 5 times now.
Nice.
Different every time.
Yeah.
I love
I've been there. I've investigated there, I think, twice. I think we've done it twice. And then I was there. Julie and I went there, and the lady that was our team medium, we went there for like a lunch with the guy that was running the ghost hunt stuff, like in the middle of the day, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we were having activity just sitting there eating and talking to each other. And it was just amazing. He documented so many EVPs. He still had them logged on the same recorders that he took them. He got them on, and he had everything. He had books like this.
Oh my gosh!
Just with everything, like what file it was, what time it was, and he could go right to it and let you listen to it. And there's one like during the day, because he was always taking EVP. Like he would just set it up and let it run while people were like doing day tours.
Right.
And I guess the local school would bring kids in. And he'd like tell them kind of some of the scary stories, but the kids were like totally into it. I guess they were down for the tour, the history, and like the scary stuff. But I guess it was like one of the kids' rooms. He had the recorder. He just let it run as the kids were leaving and loading the bus and leaving. And you could hear a little boy's voice coming across saying, "Where are they going? I wanted to play."
Oh,
it was like, oh my God. And like it was plain as day, and it was total little kid's voice.
Aww.
Like that one, I think it was Rod caught when you guys were there. I don't think I was there for that one. You hear a little
with the laughing.
Yeah, the ha ha ha, mommy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was like crazy.
That was crazy.
So Prospect Place is definitely. I always forget about it too.
I had the recording at one time.
You had what?
Yeah.
I had the recording at one time.
I think
I erased it.
I know I had it on SoundCloud a long time ago, like with all of our EVPs from from like the pig or from Anadine Farm and from Shalersville. I can't even.
The only one I wish I never erased it. I did it by accident.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah, we accidentally erased some of the cool video too that we caught at the. It was at Anadine Farm in the horse barn. I think we called those lights that came up out of nowhere and kind of moved back and.
No, I still have.
Oh,
them.
You do?
They're someplace on a hard drive.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure.
I thought it just crashed and
we
completely lost them. That's cool.
No, they're still in there someplace.
That was the one time I'm like, okay, those orbs or something. That just was too weird.
Looks like a light.
Oh yeah, and that flash where we saw like the outline of a guy in a hat. You remember that? That was part of it. It was
Why
like
is it always
lightning,
a guy in
and
a
it
hat?
wasn't. Well, it was a horse barn, and the guy who died there that we found the history on that guy. He was like
He got his head crushed.
he was like a union worker, and he had just been hired to work at the barn at the horse barn, and the something happened. It was like dogs or something came out of the
Oh,
woods, and
scared the
the
horses.
horses pushed the cart back over his head, and it crushed
Oh
his
my
skull.
god,
But it was like right outside the building.
that's crazy.
And that was one of those cool things we actually found in the library.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, we find something. That's awesome. You always feel so well, like you're actually doing your homework and looking through history. It's like
Right.
it's so cool to like find validation of things that you were told.
Mm-hmm. Or learn new things.
But I mean, we were told it by like the head of the Barberton Historical Society, so we should have trusted him. But you know, to see it there in print, like from the original newspaper on a what do they call them?
I think we learned stuff. We
Microfiche.
learned there was like, was it there a flood in Barberton in 1913 or
Yeah.
something? Didn't we learn that? It was a huge one.
Yeah. Yep. There were a lot of children and adults that had died in the flood in that same area.
Wow.
But that barn, the farm, Anadine Farm, if you look at the farm map, the original farm map, and you look at the map of current Barberton, it was the same size. So
Oh.
I mean, he founded Barberton. It was named after him. His name was Columbus Barber. Columbus, Ohio Barber.
His
He's
name
from
was
Connecticut.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I think it was Ohio.
Is that
Columbus
Ohio?
Barber.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because everybody called him High. Because Ohio
Yeah.
Columbus Barber. I got those two mixed up. But
That's
yeah,
a hell of a name.
but he was from Connecticut, which I thought was weird. But whatever.
A lot of people from
Started the match company. I actually have a box of matches I found. I bet you they're made by his company.
Yeah, I mean anything of his Diamond. He owned Diamond Match Company, which is still like one of the biggest match companies
yeah.
in the world. And he, he started the boiler company. That's still like a huge manufacturing company in Barberton.
Nice.
It's still running. He also owned a stake in Goodyear. I think Goodyear. Yeah, he was on the board of. Yeah. So it was place was crazy.
That's cool.
I wish the mansion was still standing. It's freaking Austin's.
Yeah. Jasper, stop it. The cat's down here messing with me.
You still have that cat?
No, this is my other cat. These are my two house cats.
Oh.
No, Tree got adopted.
Oh, cool. Good.
Kate, they actually sent Kate a picture yesterday, and he's all comfy and cozy
good.
in there at his new house.
Like you still have that cat? What?
No, these are my regular cats. These are my house cats.
You've had Jasper a while though, haven't you?
I've had both of them, Sassy and Jasper, for a while.
I always forget cats usually last a lot longer than dogs.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Except Poppy. I think Poppy, we're going to have her till the end of time. She's probably going to outlive me.
Cats are assholes.
Yeah.
I used to love cats, but I developed a horrible allergy to them in adulthood, which I thought was weird. We had them all the time in the house when I was kids, but
I don't trust them.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Don't ever. When you start to trust them, that's when they get you.
I know, that's exactly what they want.
Yep. And you could trust them to become ghosts because we found a ghost cat.
I had a ghost cat.
I think our Lucy was a ghost too for a while. She's
People
kind of
say that at the seminary too, that there's a ghost cat there too.
I told you, I felt like my pillow, like my old cat used to walk across. Like I felt the actual like footsteps. And I'm like,
yeah. I after
like what the hell's going on here? Because that's actually been the most real experiences I've had. Have been the pet ones.
Yeah, I remember after Lucy died
I think the most like
for the longest time.
I felt
and it was always around the bed because she always slept at the foot of the bed.
Yeah,
and you could always feel like her little paws jumping up, like and just kind of a bounce, and then kind of her doing her circle thing.
Yeah,
and then like kneading in the middle of the night. You know how they do with their claws? They just sit there and like do this. And I would feel that after she had passed for like months and years, and it finally dissipated. But yeah,
I
I still feel it every once in a while, just walking across my pillow. Like, not all the time, just every once in a while, I'll be like, and they're like, hey, what's up, Tiggs?
Yeah.
It's so funny too, because I had a ghost cat at our house at Andrews. We lived on campus at Andrews School for Girls. But I never had a cat. It was not my cat. It was just a random house
Just
cat.
in the building. I remember we went to one of those.
Yeah.
We went to one of those events at the Knickerbocker, and we were playing with a ghost
Only
cat.
time my millimeter went
Yeah,
off.
that's the only time his millimeter went off with the antenna part. And it was weird because we couldn't debunk it as being like an EMF thing but the weird thing is
it's never gone off before.
So the weird thing is like during
and it has never since.
Yeah.
So that probably was a real
right.
Yeah.
For
real
sure.
something.
And real strong.
Right.
Hey, Tina.
Because it did. It made the blue light. It couldn't light the whole thing up.
Right. Yeah.
But it made the first light go. Right. And the antenna wasn't touching anything. And that it's never done it before that, and it's never done
it kind of validated too what everybody was freaking out about, because we were doing EVP sessions. It was a public event, and we took a break, so everybody went downstairs. We knew about the ghost cat. It was like a story at the Knickerbocker. So we were like trying to contact the cat before we went down in the group, and somebody was messing around with a cat toy, and they left it by the cat bed, and we're like, we're going to go downstairs. If you want to play with it, it's right there. When we all came back up, it had moved to the other room.
Nice.
And that's where we got.
There was nobody else up there, because I could validate that, because I was sitting in the main room the whole time, and I would have seen anybody walk up.
Right.
And that's when we had the K2 shit happen. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that, because I was sitting down there, and I was like, and that was the night that was also crazy. Right? That's the night the door latched or unlatched.
Oh yeah.
We were sitting there, and you could actually hear the door turn and open.
Yeah.
And there was nobody there.
Wow.
That's happened. Yeah, that's happened a couple times there, and
that was all in the same area.
Yeah. The Knickerbocker, I've always had something crazy happen there.
I've never been there either.
Heard disembodied voices that's like crazy. I mean, the men's at the Knickerbocker to the basement, like she talked about how like during the Prohibition, guys would go down there and they would drink whiskey and have women down there, and they'd be sitting down there smoking cigars and just all kinds of debauchery, I guess, happening down there. And you'd be sitting there doing EVP sessions, and all of a sudden it's like somebody like walked up to you and like blew a mouthful of cigar smoke in your face.
Wow.
Right. And it's just,
that was always cool in that. I've only had that happen once.
Yeah.
But it wasn't there. That was at the House of Will.
Oh yeah. I remember like trying to like.
Remember we were trying to smell the wood to see if I was like.
Yeah. I did the same thing. The Knickerbocker. I'm like walking up to this big wood door that separated the area that we were in from the rest of the basement, and like because I had learned that on like I think I learned it from Ghost Hunters or something. Because he was saying that like when you scuffle around on a wood that had been saturated with smoke, that smell is still there and it permeates up into your nose. So I'm like, they're scratching all these wood things and seeing if it like, and it wasn't.
As if you had just been scratching the wood a minute ago. Is that? I mean,
no, I know. But we had just walked through there, so you never know if you like stirred something up.
Silly.
I love it. Like I have this pine stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. Sometimes when I go in my office, it smells like an old.
Oh
building.
yeah.
Like an old wooden built, like not like moldy or anything, just kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I'm always like,
I know, I love that.
I always like think of it as like I don't know because
I don't get it all the time, but sometimes.
But my dad was a pastor. I mean, being a little boy, and like just church basements had a smell to them.
Yeah.
Because then that was always like where the community room is, and like where you had like
because they smell like
Sunday school rooms were, and it always smelled like it had like a weird smell of like children and just mildew. But it's just like every time I hear like smell that smell, it's like church basement. It smells like church basement down here.
Yeah.
Like the basement
That's
on the
where our
Civil
Boy
War
Scout
side,
stuff
when we
was.
walk down there, I'm like, this smells like the
Yeah.
church basement.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had our Pinewood Derby and shit, man.
I thought you were going somewhere else. Oh, he has another comment that goes with that one. He meant to
Oh,
say
does he?
big time, not nighttime.
Oh,
I was supposed to say big time. I don't think I've ever had a paranormal hangover.
the worst I ever had, it was the one time you weren't with us at Penhurst. Well, it was my only time at Penhurst. You weren't there with us, but I was like horrible for like 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
To the point where I had to get help from somebody to cleanse myself and kind of like get rid of the energy.
I think my brain just goes ba ba ba.
Right. Normally, if I feel like crappy the day after,
at least that's what I believe.
Right.
So I'm guessing it's working.
Normally, if I feel like crap the day after, I kind of more feel like it's because I was out super late. I was in a moldy, like, dusty.
No, I'm like drained. It's different than being tired.
That's the way I felt.
See, I've never had that. I've never had that drained feeling. I've never had a feeling that I had to go outside and ground myself. I've never had a feeling. I'm just like,
right. Yeah, the only time I felt like super horrible was after Penhurst. Like, just super depressed, super drained. Like, even my wife was constantly asking me if I was okay.
Yeah, just like super out of it.
Yeah.
See, I always say, if you want to jump in this head, you're welcome to it, buddy.
That's your problem.
Nobody ever takes me up on it.
But no, I definitely think paranormal hangover is a thing for sure.
Yeah, and it's definitely more than being tired, because I'm tired all the time.
Yeah, see, I'm tired all the time. That's why I'm saying I don't think I've ever felt the paranormal hangover. I felt tired.
You would know. It feels like everything's like depleted. Like you just
no,
like all the happiness, all the emotions just sapped out of your body.
No.
I mean, more than normal.
Nothing. Never. Never. Maybe it's because I take too much psych meds.
Maybe, honestly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that, like the effect of psych meds on ghost hunting.
Yeah. So I've had Copperhead said he's had to learn to center and ground before and after. Plus, I do an Epsom salt bath.
Oh, there you go.
And go out in the sunshine. Good call.
Yeah. I know people like to do that and stuff. I'm just glad that I never had to or felt like I had to. And I think that's basic. Like I said, I don't know if that's.
There were certainly a few times where I wish I would have done that. Like, things would happen during the investigation that I wish I had done some kind of preparation or,
Yeah, see, I have never felt like I've lost my head or anything during an investigation.
It's not a cool feeling. I'm just learning how to control it, though.
I mean, it makes sense. I don't know. I bet you could do a documentary on that as well.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of correlation between, people who have psychic abilities and medications, and those two things don't go together. I would imagine.
Right. The psychology of paranormal investigating. Mental health related.
I think I'm stunted from it so well. That's why I say I don't get them. I'm like, bum, 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 bum.
Mental health in the paranormal.
Like, things are probably like, but that you make the documentary, I'll make the mockumentary of that as well. I don't care.
Oh, it for sure. Copperhead.
Yeah,
for sure.
Copperhead said, "I think I get it worse because of the dowsing rods." Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine like
any
that
of those
and,
things that you're using your energy essentially.
Yeah.
And they're
see, I don't do any of that stuff.
It's pendulums, dowsing rods, Ouija boards, like all that shit's the same.
See, I don't do any of that stuff. So that's another thing. It's like I kind of keep myself away from that stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't trust I keep saying it. I gotta just use them more. But I don't trust that I'm not causing the dowsing rods to move.
But you're supposed to. I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
That's the intent, is for you to move it for them.
Like you're saying, you're a conduit.
Yes.
Like,
but-
I understand that part, but I know how shaky I am with things, and I'm like nervous because I'm using them and
Okay, so
wanting them to
blindfold
work so much.
yourself. Blindfold
That's a
yourself.
good call. Yeah.
So then you're not doing it what you think should be done. You're doing what they want you to do.
That's a good call.
Although we tried that with a Ouija board and it did not go well. So we had 3 of us on the board and we were all blindfolded. And then we had Charlie not blindfolded so that he could read what the letters were.
Mhm.
And it did not work. We didn't get any real answers.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought it was like a negative thing that happened. Like, it was like,
no,
you're going to die, or this is Satan or something like that.
Because I've always thought, everybody's like, it's not me moving it. It's not me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fine, let's test it out. And we went into the caretaker's wing and we pulled out a Ouija board and blindfolded ourselves and
there you go.
Debunked.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now you could have just had one bad session.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just one experiment, but you did do the experiment. You followed through on your theories.
There's only one way to find out, right?
Yep. So Copper said he holds his dowsing rods different than everyone else does. He points them downward so they defy gravity. Huh.
That's... I don't know how I would do seeing that.
Right. Yeah, if they're straight down and they just start going.
Right. I'm out. It was fun. Have a good night.
Right. That thing just started fucking twirling like crazy. Like, oh, I'm out, dude. I'm out, man. That's great. I'm glad you could use
them. Have a great
night. But cool.
That is cool.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, click on Tina's. There we go.
Yeah, we got it. Tina. You all right there, buddy? So Tina says in Wicca she learned how to open
her crown chakra.
Crown chakra and bring spirit through a channel. I'm like, crown chairs? I didn't see the follow up there.
Yeah.
Bring spirit through and channel the energy through myself instead of using
mine.
There's
another correction.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I feel like you would still, I don't know, maybe just because you're better than us. I didn't mean that. That sounded shitty.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's...
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
That was definitely not anything mean against Tina. It was definitely mean towards us, but she's definitely she's better than us. Look.
She's better at it.
Well, I've explained some of the experiences I've had, like the whole like cloudy darkness cloud going around me at Madison that one night,
but I don't think I could do. I mean, I don't think I would. I don't think I'm good enough to be able to differentiate using their channeling their energy and using mine.
Yeah,
I feel like it would go in and just whatever would go out. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think I would think I was insane.
But yeah, probably. It's very,
and it's hard for me to like.
I don't think my brain can handle it.
I don't think Tina can because she's better than us.
Yeah. Well, she explained to me that I was starting to channel when all that stuff was happening.
Probably,
like,
yeah.
And I get that, and I'm like, that's actually pretty sweet. I wish I could control it so I'm not like scared shitless and like thinking I'm actually the P word, which is getting possessed or something like by something negative. But yeah, just.
Do you like how Copperhead's just all nonchalant about it? He's like, yeah, it's different for sure. What? That's not just different. Tina said it takes a lot of practice. That makes sense.
Yeah, and she said, I could teach you. I know.
Listen, I'm scared.
I consider her a teacher anyways.
I know that you would teach me anytime. I know you would, but I don't want to learn.
I do.
I got a nice shield, and
I do not, because I'm scared that like I would like open things up and like I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is great. Now turn it off, and I wouldn't be able to turn it off, and then it would be like 3 a.m. Somebody's standing at the end of my bed. I'll just.
And you could say that you could teach her how to turn it off, but she's not going to believe you in her head right now. That's for anxiety.
Yeah, it is my anxiety.
Well, but it's more like if you're
So no matter how
like
much you tell
channeling
her.
and you don't know it, you might end up at the end of somebody else's bed.
Yeah. Who
You know
knows
I
what
mean?
you would do? Yeah. You have to be careful.
Copper said you have to
Right.
be careful letting them use your energy. It can drain you so bad. Plus,
I
they
know.
can
I always tell
attach you if
people
you're
that.
not careful.
People will be investigating
Yeah.
at the seminary and they're like, you can use my energy. I'm like, no, you can't. You can't
Right.
use their energy.
Right.
And I'm like, don't do that. There's plenty of things. We all have cell phones. We all have cameras or equipment or
Right.
batteries or whatever. Like there's plenty of other places for them to get
You
energy.
see that on TV.
Don't offer your own.
So I'm getting my ceremony to become High Priestess 3rd degree on the 18th.
Nice.
Very sweet. Let me know what's going on. I think you told me about that already, but you know, I'm horrible at remembering things.
I need at least 47 reminders.
Right. Daily.
Yeah, see, she said after 36
I don't even
years.
remember my name half the time.
Yeah, I have to like put things down like on my calendar and like have a reminder 2 days before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1 day before, an hour before,
5
minutes before.
Yep. Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm horrible. But
all right, man.
All right, crypto heads. That was a cool session.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's good seeing some new faces and getting to know some old friends or getting to reacquaint with old friends like Copperhead.
Maybe we need to do a show.
Oh, I think Lincoln's coming to say
goodnight
too.
Late. Maybe we need to do a show with a bunch of building people.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, that's what I have actually been denied a couple times that I've been trying to get guests on the show, and they've just said no. And I know everybody's busy, and I'm catching it at times where they're trying to release something, so they're already like booked.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's been really hard. So I'm all about.
I like it when I like just us.
He said, "You idiot." I know.
I hate to hear people use my energy. I'm thinking you. Yeah. I also hate when people ask for physical contact.
Thank you. I was just about to say that. We had an investigation, a public hunt, and this guy's in the, I'm leading the investigation first of all. But he goes, if somebody's in here, feel free to touch any of us. And I said, no. This man here said you could touch him. None of us said that you could. Like
that's it's dumb to do it for yourself in the first place. But then to like offer everybody up, sacrifice everybody up for that, when it could not be a good experience at all.
The only exception that I have to that rule is when we're doing sensory deprivation and somebody has headphones and stuff on, and it's usually just Shelly. Shelly always says she's totally cool with it, whatever. So we'll say like, can you get Shelly's attention? Can you just tap on her left shoulder? You know what I mean? Like, so then if she's like this, then you know.
All right.
I'll get in contact with you, Copper. Mr. White Wizard. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. That is it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Safe travels to Corey.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have her on the show sometime. When she gets home and settled, we need to have her on. Yeah. Copperhead, I'll be reaching out to you. Darren will have you on again, and I'll be reaching out to you to maybe get us in there and we could do another live from there. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. It'd be fun to do a panel of crazy building people.
Yeah. Hey, and real quick, if you guys are looking for the Cryptic Paranormal Show merch that we got going on, check out our Etsy store at the Cryptic Paranormal Show store. I actually just went in there today real quick. I went in there today and fixed some of the prices because I realized some of them were way too high.
Oh my gosh.
And although we're trying to like raise some money, we're not trying to kill you people at the same time. So, and Tina talked about the $60 Frisbee that I didn't realize was that high. So I just deleted that because you don't make a profit. I'm not even kidding.
People are probably like, what are these idiots doing?
So like I took it off because I didn't realize like you have to at least sell it for like $45 to make $1 profit. I'm like, okay,
that's my gosh, that is so dumb.
So stupid. So no Frisbee. Sorry. Maybe we'll do that ourselves. We could probably do that ourselves cheaper.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. We'll spook you later. We love you. Have a great weekend. D.
And don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. We love you guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.